So how long will the iPhone 7 last? Let's find out in this video. Let's go. What is up, guys? Nick here from Everything Tech, helping to master your technology. And how long will the iPhone 7 Plus last? Now, let me get this right out of the gate. This is a subjective video. This is my opinion. It's clearly biased towards what I think based on my experience using iPhone 7 extensively. Also, being an Apple user and an Android user, but being an Apple user for this video for a long time, I feel like I can share with you my honest take. And this is not fact, this is just like I say, my take on it. Take it for what you will and share your opinions down below so we can all, talk about this. But the iPhone 7 is Apple's latest small smartphone. Now, it improves on the iPhone 6s in pretty much every way. Subtly, but it does improve on it in pretty much every way. We have a better camera, we have water resistance, we have a quad-core fusion chip, we have 2 gigs of RAM. Well, the RAM didn't improve, but we do have the better chipset here in the iPhone 7. Now, the iPhone 5s is a 2013 smartphone, and it's still receiving updates, and it will receive updates for at least a year or two more. So the iPhone 5s is still relevant, meaning the iPhone 5s is still usable. This is an iPhone 7, and here we are 4 years later. So what I'm going to say is the iPhone 7 should last to about the year 2023. So that is what, 18, 19, 20, that's 6 years from now. So I would say about 6 years on the iPhone 7 in terms of, pretty much being updated, pretty much still being quick. It might slow down with upcoming releases of iOS. And when they come out with the AMOLED displays and things like that, the device might get a little bit slower because the updates for iOS, I think, are going to require more RAM and require more, powerful hardware to run here going forward in the next 5 to 6 years. But the iPhone 7 is incredibly quick, incredibly quick. It's one of the quickest phones on the planet. It pretty much destroyed all of my most powerful phones. And the iPhone 7 Plus, it was even slightly faster than the iPhone 7 Plus, a little bit than that phone. So the iPhone 7 is built to last, very reliable. Now, in terms of the screen, I think the screen is going to feel a little bit outdated within the next year or so. And it's already feeling outdated when you compare it to something like the AMOLED display on the Samsung Galaxy S7. This screen already feels outdated. But it's a very sharp, very clear screen. And if you're not all into, it's got to be this RGB color and this perfectly well balanced and saturated everything. If you're not that kind of person, most people will still be happy with the iPhone 7's display, and that's why you still see them selling millions. Now, talking about the camera, I think another 3 to 4 years in terms of how relevant it will be. I think camera tech on iPhones is just going to keep getting better and better. So this camera might be one of the first things that feels a little bit dated on your iPhone of anything. Now, in terms of software, this is where you're really going to last well into the future. The software on the iPhone 7 is very slick, very smooth, and just operates great. So there's not going to be any problem with software for a very long time here. Now, in terms of the build, the iPhone 7 should be getting a redesign, but this is kind of a build that it just kind of doesn't get old. It's very classy, very clean. It's an aluminum body. It's built to last well into the future in terms of its design. It's very modern right now, very sleek, and it does a good job at hiding the antenna lens, especially if you get the matte black edition here of the iPhone 7. Now, in terms of storage, if you're planning on keeping an iPhone 7 for well into the future, I would definitely recommend you guys get at least the 128 gigabyte model. I mean, that's pretty obvious if you know anything about tech. If you're going to keep a phone a long time, get at least the 128 gigabyte model. You will thank yourself later here. So like I say, that's pretty much my take. I gave you a few reasons why I think it'll last till 2023 and a few little pieces of hardware that might last, 4 or 5 years. The camera specifically. Battery life will probably be the first thing to degrade if you let your phone juice down to 100. And let me know if you want to see a video on how to increase the longevity of your iPhone battery. I would appreciate it if you want to see that. Comment that down below. Anyway, like I say, 2023 on the iPhone 7. That's my take on how long it will last. I want to hear yours though. Let's comment down below. Let's just chat about this. It's fun to talk about how long these iPhone things will last here into the future, as these are investments that we make, you know, not always every year. So that's why it's important and interesting to talk about this. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button for me. This was Nick here up in a Master Your Technology. I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to be well and peace.